Tim Jenkin, a name synonymous with courage and defiance, was born on December 5, 1948, in Cape Town, South Africa. His early years were marked by the same innocent pursuits of any child, but as he grew, so did his awareness of the harsh realities of apartheid. This cruel system of racial segregation and discrimination began to stir a sense of injustice within him. It was a fire that would not be quenched. The pivotal turning point came when he decided to join the African National Congress, also known as the ANC. The ANC was at the forefront of the fight against apartheid, a fight that Jenkin was now ready to join. He participated in protests, campaigns, and activities that challenged the oppressive regime, and in doing so, positioned himself as a target for the authorities. As a young man, Jenkin chose a path of resistance, a decision that would change his life and make him a symbol of defiance against apartheid. In 1978, Jenkin's life took a dramatic turn when he, along with two fellow activists, was arrested for anti-apartheid activities. The year was the height of apartheid in South Africa, a time of deep-rooted racial segregation and brutal state oppression. Tim Jenkin, a member of the African National Congress and a staunch critic of the apartheid regime, found himself caught in the crosshairs of the state's iron fist. Alongside him were two other activists, Stephen Lee and Alex Mumbaris. Their crime, distributing leaflets advocating for an end to apartheid, charges were swiftly brought against them. The state had labeled them as terrorists, a term harshly used to delegitimize their fight for equality. The court's gavel fell, and the sentence was handed down. The trio were to be imprisoned, their voices silenced within the cold, hard walls of a maximum security facility. The Pretoria Central Prison was their destination. Notorious for its harsh conditions and stringent security measures, it was a place designed to break the spirit of the most resilient. It was a fortress of oppression, a monument to the apartheid regime's ruthless determination to maintain its power. Inside its foreboding walls, Jenkin and his comrades were locked away. The prison was known for its relentless surveillance and ever-watchful eye that left no room for privacy. The cells were cold and cramped, the food barely edible. It was a place of despair where hope seemed a distant memory, yet despite the grim conditions, Jenkin refused to be broken. His spirit remained unyielding, his resolve unwavering. He was not just a prisoner, he was an activist in chains, a symbol of resistance against a ruthless regime. His conviction remained strong, his belief in the cause of freedom undiminished. Each day in that prison was a test of his endurance, a challenge to his spirit, but each day he rose to meet it. He was not alone. His fellow prisoners shared his determination, his unwavering belief in their cause. In the bleak confines of Pretoria Central Prison, Jenkin's resolve only grew stronger. And it was this resolve that would lead to one of the most daring escapes in history. But that is a story for another time. For now, we leave Jenkin in his cell, his spirit unbroken, his mind already at work on a plan of escape. Despite the daunting walls and relentless surveillance of Pretoria Central Prison, Jenkin, Stephen Lee, and Alex Mumbaris planned an audacious escape. This wasn't a flight of fancy or a desperate daydream, but a meticulously planned venture that required an exceptional level of ingenuity and precision. They were held captive, but their minds were free, and it was in this freedom that they hatched an escape plan that would baffle their captors and inspire generations to come. Their plan was as audacious as it was ingenious. They would craft keys from the materials at hand to unlock the doors that kept them imprisoned. The crafting of the keys was an exercise in patience and precision. Using wood, soap, and other materials smuggled into the prison, they painstakingly replicated the intricate patterns of the prison keys. This was a task that required a keen eye, a steady hand, and an unwavering resolve. Every stroke mattered, for a single mistake could mean the difference between freedom and prolonged captivity. But crafting the keys was only half the battle. They had to navigate the labyrinthine layout of the prison, bypassing numerous locked doors and gates, all under the watchful eyes of the prison guards. Timing was of the essence, and they had to coordinate their movements with the changing shifts of the guards and the daily routines of the prison. The year was 1979, more than a year after their incarceration. The trio had spent countless hours studying the prison's layout, observing the guards' routines, and crafting and testing their makeshift keys. The day of the escape was upon them, and their hearts pounded with a mix of anticipation and fear. They knew the stakes were high and failure was not an option. They unlocked their cell doors one by one with the keys they had crafted. Their hearts skipped a beat each time a key turned in a lock. But their keys held true, and door after door swung open before them. They moved through the prison, a ghostly presence unseen by the guards. The final challenge was to tunnel their way out of the prison compound, and with grit and determination, they dug their path to freedom. Against all odds, the trio emerged from the prison compound, free men in a country that still bore the chains of apartheid. Their audacious escape was a testament to their unbreakable spirit and unwavering resolve. They had escaped from the physical confines of the prison, but the struggle for freedom was far from over. The real battle was still ahead, a battle against the oppressive system of apartheid, but for now, they savored the sweet taste of freedom under the starlit African sky. Their escape was just the beginning. Jenkin and his comrades now faced the perilous task of evading authorities and leaving South Africa. Their journey from Pretoria Central Prison was far from over. They had triumphed over a maximum security prison, but now they had to outsmart an entire nation. They had to navigate through a South Africa that was on high alert for the fugitives. Every corner they turned, every shadow they hid in, was fraught with danger. Yet, they were driven by a relentless determination. They had to escape the chains of their homeland to continue their fight for freedom. Jenkin, Lee, and Mumbaris embarked on an odyssey that was as daring as their prison break. They traveled south, crossing borders under cover of darkness, evading police checkpoints, and blending in with the local populace. They skillfully navigated the landscape, using their wits and resourcefulness to stay one step ahead of their pursuers. Their journey was not a solitary one. They found solace and aid in neighboring countries, where sympathetic individuals and groups offered them refuge. These were places where their cause was understood, where their fight was shared. They moved from one safe house to another, always cautious, always vigilant. The trio's journey continued, crossing continents until they finally reached London. The city offered them a haven, a place where they could regroup and refocus, far from the oppressive regime they had left behind. Here, they found a community that was receptive to their cause, a community that was willing to stand with them in their fight against apartheid. Yet, despite the safety and comfort they found in London, their hearts remained in South Africa. The land they loved was still in chains, still suffering under the yoke of apartheid. Their physical journey may have ended, but their struggle was far from over. In London, far from the land they loved, they continued their fight against apartheid. The city became their new battlefield, their new platform to rally against the injustices happening back home. They had fled their homeland, but they had not abandoned their cause. They were still in the fight, still resisting, still dreaming of a free South Africa. Tim Jenkin's daring escape from Pretoria Central Prison captured the world's attention and became a beacon for the anti-apartheid movement. His audacity and ingenuity, coupled with an unyielding commitment to freedom, resonated far beyond the prison walls of Pretoria. As the news of his escape reverberated around the globe, it ignited a spark of hope and defiance in the hearts of those battling against apartheid. His story served as a testament to the power of determination, demonstrating that even the most fortified systems of oppression could be dismantled by the resilience of the human spirit. Jenkin's incredible narrative didn't remain confined to the annals of history, though. It found its way into literature and motion pictures, further amplifying its impact. His autobiography, Inside Out: Escape from Pretoria Prison, offered a riveting first-hand account of his audacious breakout. This gripping tale of resistance and resolve was later adapted into the film Escape from Pretoria in 2020, bringing Jenkin's experiences to a broader audience and cementing his place in popular culture. But beyond the pages of his book and the frames of the film, Jenkin's legacy endures in the enduring spirit of resistance against oppression. His story continues to inspire activists worldwide, reminding them of the power of determination, ingenuity, and solidarity in the face of injustice. And so, the tale of Tim Jenkin, the South African political activist who dared to challenge an unjust system, remains etched in our collective memory. His audacious escape from Pretoria Central Prison is more than just a thrilling adventure. It's a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit of those fighting for freedom and justice. Tim Jenkin, a man who dared to defy an unjust system, whose spirit remained unbroken in the face of adversity, continues to inspire us in our pursuit of a better world.